The questions in this quiz are on even and odd functions, and most of them are fairly easy. I will start with the first one. Uh, the question asks which of the following functions is not an odd function. Now, once you are used to these functions a bit, you will know that x to the power m is odd if m is odd. So all the functions like x, x cube, x to the power 5, and so on will be odd. So here x cube is odd, x to the power 23 is odd, x to the power 55 is odd, and that leaves only x plus 1 cube. But the way to check is by substituting minus x in place of x and see if you reach minus fx. So if we put minus x in place of x cube, it would be minus x cube, and this is equal to minus of fx, and hence it's an odd function. Similarly, if you replace x by minus x in these two, you will still again get minus of fx, and hence these are all odd functions. Here, when you replace x by minus x, this is not equal to minus of fx, and hence it's not an odd function. It's also not an even function, but because for it to be an even function, we should have reached fx, but this is not equal to fx as well. So this is neither even nor odd. In this question, we have to identify whether the function is even or odd by looking at its graph. Now, what you need to know is if the function is even, it would be symmetrical around the y-axis. And if the function is odd, it would be symmetrical around the center. So the first function is symmetrical around the center. Whatever is happening in the first quadrant is what's happening in the third quadrant. And hence, this is odd. The fourth function, again, whatever is happening in the first is happening in the third, and whatever is happening in second is happening in fourth. So this is again an odd function. Second function is symmetrical around the y-axis. What is happening in first is happening in second. What is happening in third is happening in fourth. So this is an even function. So this function, which is neither symmetrical around y-axis nor around the center, is neither even nor odd, and C will be the answer. Again, we have to identify whether mod x cube is an odd function or an even function. Mod x, we'll study about it in detail, but if you don't know, when you put minus x in place of x, it still returns mod x. So these two are equal. So f minus x here would be minus x cube, which will be same as mod x cube, which will be equal to fx. And hence, this is an even function. In this question, we have been given 3 questions, and we have to identify the odd function. Again, you have to do the same thing. Check for f minus x and whether it's equal to fx or minus fx. When you substitute in the first function, you would get a log function, and then you can very easily deduce that it's minus of fx. If you do not understand how this log manipulation happened, just wait for the logarithm chapter, and then you can revisit this topic, this question. And if you put f minus x in the other 2 functions, and you solve for them, you will notice that they come directly to fx. You should try and do that because that will help you get comfortable with functions and manipulating, multiplying, dividing expressions. But you will notice that these 2 are even while the first function is odd. So the answer would have been the next one. And in this question, again, you have to find whether the function is even or odd or neither. And you just need to substitute minus x in place of x and check if you can get minus fx or fx. You will get neither. So this is the answer here would be neither even nor odd. All of them are fairly simple, and I think you should be able to do all these questions within 90 seconds once you are comfortable with the topic.